Should be getting back in a second. All right, you guys good?
Yep.
Sweet. I think it's recording. So first of all, let me make sure I'm recording. I'm going to be ticked off. Yep. So I guess some of you guys have said you've watched this before, but when was the last time some of you guys watched this game?
Well, I watched it prior to the sectional this year.
Yeah, that's probably the last time I watched it too.
A couple times just to I know personnel is a little different, but just kind of a reminder and how we attacked their 1-2-2.
So what, I guess for some of you players, this was a game like, so you guys obviously as sophomores get to supers, but what are the emotions like going into this game? Like, was there pressure being one game away from where you were the year before?
Yeah, there's a little pressure, but we just always played loose and together, and I think it was, really helpful that we'd been in this spot before as sophomores, and that gave us some experience.
So, Rob, what was your game plan coming in against Nokomis? You'd seen him before, obviously. What was your plan?
Well, we felt like, when teams zone you, the old saying goes that if they're playing zone, they decide where their player guards. You could decide who guards who. In man, they decide, if you play man, you decide who you guard, but not where. So in a zone, what we felt like, and you'll notice, and I thought we did a great job of that, is these two big guys we didn't feel could guard us. So, you'll notice we really felt like we could attack the baseline areas because we didn't feel like their big guys could match up with us out on the perimeter. And, Brycen, I specifically remember, came in and, we told him you could elevate. He's elevate just a tad off the baseline and drive it baseline. And we really did a good job of that. I mean, our kids really took to the game plan. We also felt like we could get the ball in the middle of it, which is real key.
Was there something you guys wanted to establish early against these guys?
I don't know. I think pace is a big thing against Nokomis. Let the kids talk about that. But, we talk a lot about we want to play faster. There's a nice play there. The slots are also open because those are gaps. You saw we just took 2 threes from the slot area. But, yeah, I think our kids want to play faster. They can speak to that. But I don't think you want to let Nokomis run their offense and get into some kind of slow game. We kind of learned that the year before.
Jacob, you hit that 3 from Mars.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing defensively? What do you want to do? Again, you don't want to let them get in their sets, right? For you players, what's kind of the key? Griffin's not here. So Sloan, you were down there a little bit with some of the big guys. What are you guys trying to do?
Establish dominance over him. I mean, Sable's a huge player. I mean, last year and this year, you just gotta let him know it's not gonna be an easy game for him getting his face.
You see, we played zone. We usually playing zone on a make and man on or zone on a miss, man on a make is what we were doing here. So you notice we're switching up defenses, and now we go zone on the baseline out of bounds.
Was that something you had done the year before, or is that an adjustment?
We did more of it. We did more of it the last 2 years, I think, in terms of playing a little more man, especially this past season.
Is that just because you guys were experienced and there wasn't a lot of, you guys were mentally able to do that, I would assume?
Well, I mean, that's hard to do. And our guy, as you see, we get the ball, try to run. That's a really good job. But, I think you got to have really smart players that communicate well to be able to change your defense virtually every possession, which we did a lot. You see Hutch just pretty much owning him right now. Again, a man to make, and you got to be locked in, and our kids got to be on the same page because you can screw up, and they know on occasion we'd have miscommunications in probably every game. Everybody does it, but you can limit those, and we were able to do that. I mean, again, our guys were extremely smart, and we worked on a lot, but it's a testament their IQ to be able to switch defenses like that. Because coaches call me, hey, how do you do that? You switch almost every possession. I'm like, well, we do it in practice, but it also takes our guys buying into that. And this group really did. We're really proud of them for it.
Hutch, you had Sable 3 times, right, in your career. How did you change anything after each time? What was it like going up against him?
Well, the first time we fouled him out, which was kind of good. But no, I think it just came to toughness, a guy. And I think guys, I think Hutch kind of figured it out. Hutch can talk to that. Is he on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he can talk to that. He kind of he kind of had his number, so to speak. I mean, he still got his points, but Hutch can talk about that a lot better than I can.
Yeah, I mean, first year we played him, I came off the bench. I was like seventh man. I mean, I didn't play that much, but yeah, I found him out the first time. That definitely helped us. This game that we're watching, I mean, I tried to face guard him as best I could, but he scored. He still scored on me that game, and I mean, I got a lot of fouls on him. I fouled out in like the third quarter, but this year, I mean, I feel like we controlled him better than we ever have. A lot of that is our defense is just a lot better this year. We had help side all the time, and anytime I'd be fronting him and they'd throw it over the top, it'd be Connor or Jacob down there digging it out, so that helped us.
He's tough because he's going to get his, first of all, because he's good, but he also can step out and hit those shots. And does that change? Does that make it a problem to try to guard him?
Yeah, I couldn't really. I had to let him catch it, but because he can dribble, he can do about everything. He's really good, but once he caught it, I couldn't let him do too much, and I just couldn't let him catch it in the post. But yeah, he can definitely shoot. So put a hand in his face.
There we just ran a little line set. I wonder how many points you score off that in your career, Connor. I don't know. We kind of.
Yeah.
What is that, Rob? Can you explain that a little bit?
It's just a line set play where I don't want to give too much. Just a line set play. Pretty much give Connor the ball, score. I mean, that's Brent Weekly. That's a play back Brent used to run when he was in high school. It's kind of America's play. A lot of people do it, but the key is the whole timing of it. And Coach Weekly scored, he says, 200 points off that play in his career. So you kind of got to develop an act for when to cut. And I think Connor was able to do that. And you got to have a good screen and you got to have good cuts off the ball. It's not just a one guy deal. There he just hits a tough shot. He's a good player.
Jacob, I can't remember. Did they trap you a lot like that? Is that rare there? Do you remember that happening a lot?
Yeah, they did that quite a bit when they were pressing, but usually we're pretty good at getting through presses. I remember this year was probably about the hardest year it was to get through their press.
What made it different from what we're seeing here?
I don't know. I think they just sped us up to a pace that made us a little anxious. It's kind of hard to get the ball out of each other's hands and make sure it was a solid pass, but usually we're pretty good at getting through presses. So
that's a great job there, attacking the basket. We talked about, like again, we just felt like their bigs, their rotation. One of them had to cover the corner, the other had to cover the post. And you're going to see Bruder gets in foul trouble, the other 6'6" guy. And so then if you attack Sabel, he comes out, and then you'll see we were able to get some good post-ups on the other guy who was a little smaller. 22 is Bruder. I think he gets in foul trouble.
It's got to be tough when he gets going ahead of steam like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just, they're going to get what they run that little triangle, and they do a good job. There we get the ball in the middle. He gets clout. I guess no call.
I know. I was waiting for the free throw.
You see how quick Austin there transitioned to defense. I don't know if you noticed that. I mean, it was immediate. It's kind of a mindset.
Austin did a lot for you guys this season that kind of went overlooked, didn't he?
Oh, my. Yeah. I mean, there's an example. His length. There's a great defensive play there. He would probably dunk that this year.
I know. I was going to ask him that.
I could barely dunk it at this point last year, so.
With dead legs?
Again, we make that good transition to deep. Look at Austin out there pressuring the ball.
I think that's a big difference between last year and this year. This year, I think we had a lot of good help defense, but last year I think we were a lot more aggressive on defense. We got in people's grill a lot more.
That plays to what you personally want to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's another way you can attack that, and we kind of discovered that against a conference opponent when they play 1-2-2. If they got a big with slower feet and they try to play that 1-2-2, then we try to put a guy on the sideline and say, okay, whether it's Jacob or Connor or whoever it is, and say, okay, now you got to guard that guy as we kick it up the sideline. And we knew that we kind of discovered that Jacob's freshman year. If you remember that, Jacob, they had against Pittsburgh, they had a 6'8" guy trying to cover Jacob, and it wasn't pretty.
Do you remember how you guys felt coming out of that first quarter? It was, I think, a 3-point game if I looked right. What was the feeling after that quarter?
I think we knew it was going to be a tough game. We weren't ever overlooking them, so we knew we just had to, stay true to how we play and just play our game and not worry about, how close it was or anything like that.
There's an example. We throw the ball in the corner. They bring Sabo out. You get a one-on-one post against Bruder. Bruder spin his hands in, and then we throw it in. We get a foul. And that's just kids being super, super smart and understanding of how to play.
Yeah, he's got 2 fouls already.
Yeah. Now he comes out, and now what that means is the other guy has to cover the block when Sabo's out on the perimeter.
You guys were such a mismatch in the block because, Griff can do a lot of different things for you. And Hutch is, people don't really move him particularly well.
Here, I think we try to press him a little bit off a free throw. Again, you throw up the sideline. And now, this looks like, okay, this is not good, but this is us. This is good. This game's going faster. Now Nokomis is probably playing at a pace they really don't want to play at.
Yeah.
Did you guys, when you guys were going at your full, it didn't ever look like you guys played panicked when you guys were going. It looked like you said, maybe a little faster. I don't want to say out of control, but you guys, I don't think get the feeling in talking to you players that you ever felt panicked or out of control when you guys were going at that speed.
I think that's one of our mindsets going into every Nokomis game was to try to set our own pace because we like to speed up the game. That's just always how we've played. We've always wanted fast breaks and fast scores, but Nokomis is like total opposite. So try to get them to play to our pace. I think we win this game. That was our mindset going into each one of these games.
Yeah, I think a big thing is just getting teams to play to our pace instead of the opposite, us playing to their pace, because that wasn't our game, and we were playing our best when we were flying down the court.
In a couple games, did Cissna Park, they slowed it down, right, in that state?
Yeah,
setting?
that's an example of us playing to the team's pace.
And that's kind of triggered our desire to get better at man-to-man defense, because when a team was able to handle our pressure like Cissna did, and then your answer is, what's your answer if you can't guard them in the half court and they're going to make threes? So we try to make a conscious effort to say, okay, we don't want to get beat by a team that just happens to get hot and make 12 or 13 threes on them. And if you remember right, they just came out and made every shot.
So many.
And sometimes that happens. I don't know if that's a pass or what there.
Always liked this gym, by the way. I thought it was cool. It's kind of a different setup than anything else that we have around here.
Yeah, it's always fun to play in that. It's always packed too.
Yeah, this environment was crazy.
It's one of my favorite gyms. I'd have to say that. The KZ gyms.
Yeah, the atmosphere is crazy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't been in much like KZ this year. That was packed.
Yeah.
Okay, Brycen comes in here.
You used him, I guess, maybe more last year. Is that right? Just a lot of. I remember you saying last year he was your fixer, and how did you use him?
Well, when he'd come in for somebody, other guys were able to continue to, if we ran a set or something, to run the same position, because Brycen could play the spot of whoever it was, so they didn't have to change.
You guys, if I'm remembering, and I'm looking at it,
he could fix it.
You didn't trail very often until that last stretch, right? If I'm remembering right, you guys had somewhere between a 3 and a 6, 7 point lead up to, I think, maybe 10 for the better part of this game.
Right. Until Brycen threw up, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that earlier. Brycen, you're going to have a restoring moment here.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward for whenever that comes up.
Okay, there's a perfect example of what we were trying to do. Brycen elevated. We threw him the ball. We had a good post-up mismatch. It wasn't there, but that's a perfect example of trying to accomplish something. And again, Brycen drives baseline. He's one-on-one against Sabel. There you go. And he elevated, just super smart basketball there and being aggressive. In the previous possession, Jacob had driven baseline like that too.
There's a lot of times where you guys, even this year with St. Anthony and Sabel again, Dust was good, Sabel's good in the paint, but I don't get the impression that you guys ever, you knew what they could do in the paint, but you also knew that you could get them outside on most defensive possessions.
Yeah, the guys have talked about, I felt like Dust was probably a little more of a factor on the defensive end than Sabel. I didn't play the game, but that's just my sense from watching the game and film. There's another good job. And I felt like probably Sabel's a little better offensive. I don't know. Maybe they can talk about that.
Hutch, what do you think about Dust in the paint?
I don't know. He's definitely a lot stronger, but Sabel probably has more talent on the offensive side. We got Dust into foul trouble after he got that tech, and he kind of eased off of playing defense, but I don't know. They're pretty comparable. They're just different players.
I think Dust got a lot more offensive rebounds against us than Sabel ever did too.
Yeah.
Tougher to box out.
So do you guys feel like you're rolling at this point? It's a 9-point game. It looks like you're getting kind of what you want offensively.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of up-tempo plays.
It
Goes back to –
Go
ahead.
ahead. And also, Brycen is really good. We were able to do a lot more of that. We were able to rebound real well. So Brycen's pretty much not even going to the boards. For the most part, we just say go, and you'll see that. So we're counting on being able to rebound with 4 guys, which is gamble, but we were able to do it. And so if they don't send a guy back, you'll see that Brycen was able to get out quite a few times. So, and that was kind of an act of that. Tate did it the year before really well.
Defensively, you guys have played well so far to this point, I think.
Yeah.
It was a good flash. Again, right there, that play is very underrated play, what Austin just did. You see, he come up, he guarded a guy, and he bumped back, kind of stunted him, and he pretty much one guy was able to cover 2 guys. Here, again, the sideline attack against Sabel. They're late in rotating. I don't know who this guy is.
Making several appearances. Which one of you guys had Tezzy? Who drew him on defense a lot?
It might have been me. I think me and Austin kind of switched
Yeah.
back and forth between him.
Between
You
us.
can't let him leave him with a lot of space, can you?
No, yeah, he's a really good shooter.
He didn't miss against us this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was he got on fire. I think he set a school record for Nokomis threes. I believe I read that somewhere. There we go. Is that Brycen?
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. He's leaking out real quick, and we get a quick bucket.
I don't know how that got through, but
He did that a lot at the end of the game too.
Yeah, whenever guys like Connor and Griffin can rebound so well, it's easy for me to just sneak out like that.
And then you got guys like Connor, that's probably one of his strengths of his game since he's been a little guy, is being able to throw that pass on a dime up the floor.
There it is
except for
again.
that one.
But,
Nailed the
yeah.
timing of that.
But I mean, that's one of his strengths, his ability to try to just put that pass on a dime. I mean, that's really hard to do. It looks easy, but it's not easy to do. And, you know, we're okay with that pass. I mean, it's a turnover. We're okay with that because you're going to make mistakes. Here we go. I'm saying push the ball here. We run a set, though, I believe.
4 corners, I think.
Corners. How much time left? We turn it over here, I think. Really coaching, right? There's what, I don't know how much time's left. 40 seconds, maybe.
Probably.
Just said he hit a 3. My guess is he hit a buzzer beater, if I remember right.
Yep. On the left wing, I think.
So you guys didn't do it. You guys honestly are just remembering this like that. This was a year and a half ago.
I don't know. This game just, I don't know, watching it again brings back some little details that I just kind of forgot.
Yeah, it was a buzzer beater. Thought I remembered that. That's just
Shot
a
it
tough
good
shot.
that night.
There you go. Connor flashed it in the middle. A good drive there by Hutch. What do they call a charge here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, this is a good group of officials. Bob Schlechte there in front of me there. He's a really good official. Carl Repking. I'm trying to think who else was on this game.
Aaron Lane.
Aaron Lane. Yeah, you won't get any better officials than those 3 guys. They're really, real good group. Real good crew. No, it wasn't Repking, was it? No, this is
Aaron Lane's at half. No,
yeah, Aaron Lane. It's not Carl Repking. It was Bob Schlechte and, oh boy, I can't remember his name, but he just retired. He's from Stewart's in Strasburg.
I don't know that Griffin ever got enough credit for how good of a rim protector he was. I mean, he blocked a lot of shots. He made a lot of shots difficult.
Yeah, I don't know what he ended up with this year, maybe 60, 70 block shots this year. It's a good job attacking the gap. Again, Brycen trying to attack baseline.
I got bailed out there.
The thing is, Nokomis, what they do, you know what they're going to do. They're going to be 1-2-2. They're going to run their triangle offense, and they're going to do a great job of it. I mean, that's what they do. There wasn't really a secret, if that makes sense. There's no tricking. We knew exactly what they were going to do.
Was it easier to attack that this year than with this group? Most of this group was sophomores, just because you had seen it.
Well, the year before, we actually got off to a terrible start in that game, and you know we were kind of had our backs against the wall. But I think we had a film from somebody had sent us a film. I won't say who, from another coach, and this team just went all. We watched the film, and you know Nokomis looked really, really good. I thought they might even been better than us, and there's Jacob. Is that Tornadoes there?
It looked like it.
I think we ran Tornadoes there. But anyway, that kind of gives a hint to where we got the film from. But anyway, we got a film, and this team just went all out. This is the previous year against Nokomis. And, I mean, they were just gambling and running and jumping and pressing, and Nokomis just didn't like it. And so, you know, we just we were down. We're like, okay, we're just going to do that. We're just going to go whatever. We got to gamble. We're down, 10 early? And
10-0.
it really paid off. I mean, just saying, hey, forget it. We're just going to throw caution in the wind and just go. I mean, we'll trap everybody. And it really, really paid dividends the previous year and kind of gave us a little bit of a blueprint for, hey, how do you got to play against a team like that? The difference is Coach Kimbrough, I think he made some adjustments. The year before, they might have a 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 3-on-2 break, and they would pull it out. They would not attack it. This year, you'll notice if they got fast break opportunity, they didn't want to do it, but they would take it. And so it made it a little more difficult to play against. But we noticed, like I said, the year before, they were not even wanting to take opportunities in the fast break, even when given. So you could gamble. Sure, he makes it. Oh, he missed one.
His shot's so crazy because it almost looks like there's so little arc to it. It's almost like a straight line drive, and they go in so often.
Yeah, I don't know what he made in this game. 8?
7 or 8.
They had 13 altogether.
Yeah, they had 13.
I don't remember how many shots he made that weren't 3-pointers. I think
Right there,
that
was just great defense by Connor. I don't know if you saw that. How he just didn't let the guy go where he wanted to go, moved his feet. Here we try to put Connor in the middle. And Austin does a great job there.
You guys, I don't want to say gambled because they paid off a lot, but you guys were always active in even plays like that. It didn't pay off in a fast break, but did that get teams? Could you guys as players feel them uncomfortable when you guys had freedom to do that, it looks like?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think even deflections, if they didn't end up in steals, at least got them out of their rhythm. If they're, moving the ball around, it resulted in a dead ball. So Coach Smith gave us the freedom to, jump passing lanes, like not all the time, but whenever we thought we had a chance, and most of the time it ended up in a fast break.
And that would have been a sideline pass against our 1-2-2, and the back guys know that's kind of one of the rules: no sideline pass. So whatever, they gotta tip it or steal it or try not to allow that pass up the sideline.
I'm gonna have to fast forward this here soon because the ending it's a good ending. We have 10 minutes.
Hey, you can't miss the highlight.
I know it comes in the fourth quarter. I think this is the third, right?
This is the third. I'm not sure at what point Brycen throws up.
Yeah, I'm not.
There he is leaking. That's I don't know who made that pass, but Brycen's leaking out again. We make a great pass. We got a lot of that in this game. I think that was a big key in this game is the easy baskets we got off that.
I'm going to pump it forward here by about 30 seconds so we can get to the
Did you make free throws, Brycen?
No, I think I made like 2 out of like 6 that game.
There we go again. Again, leak out.
Wow.
Foul.
I think it's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's about 3 in a row where it full court running back and forth and
gets it.
Yeah.
You guys had, I think, a 10-point lead when it happened.
Right, and I think in the lead or tie. I don't even remember, but I do remember I had our local radio guy said he looked over at us and we were either tied or losing, and he looked at our bench and said to coach, he's like, you guys weren't even like, you're just not even nervous. And that's honestly, I have been nervous before, but I wasn't. I really felt like we had the game in hand. The fans, my wife said, man, that was crazy. I thought we might lose. I'm like, that never. Actually, my wife just popped up on the screen now and you can see her head. But it never even occurred to me, to be honest with you. Yeah, this is still third quarter here.
Yeah. I'm going to jump. I've got 7:40 left, so I'm going to jump ahead. probably to the fourth. Unless is there something at the end, Rob, of the third that you want to talk about, or can I go to the fourth?
You can go to the fourth. We're good. There's another good. Austin again. But I mean, I really felt confident, and I thought our players did too. There wasn't any, we had the big long powwow when they were cleaning the floor and all that. And then afterwards, with timeouts, I never felt a sense of desperation at all.
I'm trying to see the score. I don't think I missed it. Maybe I did.
We're up 6 here. What was the final? No, we got a ways to go.
61-57, I think.
Yeah. So we got a ways to go. There's another. That's a great job of executing. He threw the ball in the post. Griffin threw it out. We reversed it. He ran across. They took the big out, and we threw it right into him against a smaller guy. You can't execute any better than that against their 1-2-2.
I'm going to jump forward probably another minute just because I'm.
Yeah, we got to waste. We got
I'm going to have to upgrade here at some point. If I'm going to keep doing this, I can't. All right, so you guys are up 12 here.
We're up 12. And I really felt like he just threw up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He just threw up.
Sorry. So I watched this earlier. Griffin doesn't even notice. Yeah. Griffin's kind of sulking a little bit. Brycen, I won't go back to the.
Yeah, he's pointing. He's like, hey, he just threw up on the floor.
So you guys are up 12.
Yeah. I really felt like we were ready to go out to maybe they catch us anyway. This made it more exciting, I guess.
Brycen, I asked you about it. I didn't want to push you too hard after. What happened?
I mean, I don't even know. We were running nonstop the entire game, and I kept leaking out, and it was working. And that was probably like the most I'd played all year because Hutch was in foul trouble, and it just happened.
Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
But it didn't affect you after. Like, it's just kind of one of those one-time things, right? Like, I don't think it really got you afterwards.
No, I mean, it was funny. I got made fun of it a lot, but.
And that happened. You got made fun of into this season too, didn't you?
Do what?
They didn't let you forget about it this year either, did they?
Oh no, we rewatched a game before the regional championship this year. Coach Smith made sure to play it in front of everyone.
I think we even said some midway through maybe the fourth quarter we were up in the regional. Hey, we'll be okay. Just don't throw up on the floor.
What do we got here? I might have to.
The worst part was Griffin stepped in it.
I know he was like shaking his head. He was mad about a call or something, and I think that's the only reason he saw it was because he looked down.
Yeah.
What I'm most proud about is after it happened, I still was able to close out on the shooter. So I mean,
Yeah, but you weren't looking to admit it to the officials. It didn't look like.
I honestly don't know what was going through my head.
See, this is an example of them attacking the rim. They wouldn't have done that. I know they wouldn't have done that a year ago or a year prior to this. I don't think. There's Jacob telling Brycen he's got the corner guy.
How much time do we have?
3 minutes or so.
It's about where I line up too.
And they hit another. I mean, he just goes nuts.
This stretch specifically, right? He hits a few to get them. They tie it up. They take a lead, actually, don't they?
Yeah, we kind of lose our mind a little bit, and then he hits another one. No, and I guess he missed one. And they're going crazy. And this is the point where we're really not nervous. I mean,
would you have been a year before this?
I don't know. I really don't know. Probably a little bit because, there's my wife standing up down to the right and my son. But probably a little bit because we hadn't been in that position before. He just shoots a bomb here. They take the lead.
That was a 1-point lead, right?
Mhm.
And Connor, you have something like 8 of the next 10. I mean, we've talked about it so much over the course of the last however many months or years, but what goes through your mind in moments like this?
I just, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I just felt like they were giving me openings, and you know, Coach Smith always gave me the go ahead to, if I saw something, just to go ahead and take it. And you know, I just knew we had to make a shot, and in my mind, that was, you know, getting down the court as fast as we could, getting them out of their game, and then getting to the hoop. So
We see a guy. Yeah, he got the thing with Connor. I mean, he just ran a guy over and got a charge, and you think, man, a lot of people be like, what is he doing? And a coach would have said something, got on. But you know, if we discourage that kind of aggression, do we win this game late in the game? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, he's fearless. All these guys are fearless. The idea that, hey, I had a charge. Maybe most kids are going to be a little cautious. Why? Just play to win. Don't play not to lose. And I think that's a testament to all these guys. And Connor shows it in this game. Just, I'm not afraid. I'm just going to still go to the basket.
I've got about a minute left. I'm going to jump forward a little bit here. It's going to end this abruptly. So thank you. I mean, we still got literally a minute. So thank you guys for jumping in and doing this. I really appreciate it. And see if we can get closer to the end here.
Yep, you're welcome.
It's a 2-point game with, 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
That must have been after you guys obviously made that charge there.
Right.
Yeah, how did real quick, guys? I mean, how did this one feel compared to the year before, and just in terms of the expectation?
I mean, going into the year before, I mean, we were not expected to win at all. We were just talking about that the other day. It was just crazy, but both atmospheres were insane. I mean, it's pretty similar, honestly.
For me, it was relief.